Oh, yeah. Money wasted. All right. Welcome to the rest of my life. I am Lance Ash. And I don't have any topics because nothing struck me over the course of the last couple of days. So we'll probably just go with recent or current obsessions or interests, and then maybe some anecdotes if they pop into my head. But first, as usual, what's in my little bag I used to carry CDs. Alright, number one, record I used to have on LP, double LP, a long time ago. This is the Rolling Stones Hot Rocks 1964 to 1971 compilation. It is fantastic. And when I had it on LP, I mean the photographs of the band are just, they're bigger because it's on the vinyl, but it's just a great package. And I sold it or traded it in. Is that where I got it? I don't know if I was selling it or buying it. There used to be this guy named Paul that was a minor wheeler dealer selling old books and stuff. He had a store on the ground floor of the old Morton Theater before they renovated it. And he and this girl were looking at the LP, which I was either selling to them or buying from them. And one of them, I think the girl made some comment about, "Oh, I love the 70s." And I thought, you stupid cow, it clearly says it's a 60s compilation. I can't see because of the sun. Okay, anyway, what's next? Alright, this is a little thing I recorded off the web and then turned into a CD. Half of it is an episode of Das Gipfeltreffen, and half of it is sort of a, what would you say, lecture by Flake Lorenz, the keyboard player for Rammstein. He's also an author, apparently a humorous author. Okay, next is Miles Davis record Decoy. This is during his 80s comeback phase, and this album is really funky and I don't know what else to say, not electronic so much, but anyway, it's really good. Soundgarden's, what is it, their second record? Bad Motorfinger? I brought that mainly because I've been listening to Super Unknown too much. I need to broaden out some of their other records. God damn, so much traffic coming. It's hard to see over this hill because the grass is growing up so much. I gotta crane my neck like an owl and hope I don't get hit from behind when I decide to go. Here we go. Oh, God. Alright, what's next here? Belly's second record, King. It's really good. Hold on, I'm trying to drive on my knee. I also got to turn the cruise control on here in a second. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. Hold on. As soon as I get to 67, I'll set it. Alright. Next. Blumfeld, Testament der Angst. I was reminded of something this weekend that I forgot. Their first record is called Ich Maschine, which means the I Machine. And I don't have it. And I looked up the prices on Amazon, and I am not paying $25 for a used CD. That's just ridiculous. Next, this weekend, I and my wife spent a lot of time going around checking little free libraries for stuff, and this is something I found in one of them. This is part of the Selected Shorts series. This is volume 18, entitled Lots of Laughs. And these are recordings of short stories read by various people. And this is a 3-disc set. And I don't recognize all. John Updike is on here, but a lot of these other authors I have never heard of before. So I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't even know if I'm actually going to listen to it or not. Anyway, that's all I brought. So I guess we can begin with the little free library thing. I make it a habit of checking these things because you never know what you can find. And yes, I do reciprocate. This weekend we dropped off some stuff at one of them. But this must have been Friday. Was it Friday morning? No, it must have been Saturday morning. Yeah, it must have been Saturday morning. My wife was a little out of it, so I said, well, I'll drive our son to work. And on the way home, I'll hit a couple of little free libraries and I'll drop off this stuff we want to donate and I'll see what I can find. There are 2 old subdivisions right next to each other in Athens. One is Green Acres and one is Cedar Creek. And I remember there being a little free library at one of them that was next to the pool, but I couldn't remember which subdivision it was. And I couldn't remember exactly where the pool was either in either one of these places. So after I dropped my son off, I drove down to Green Acres, driving around, and I found the pool, but there's no little free library. So I can't remember what my decision-making process was, but I thought, well, it's getting late. Maybe I'll just go on home. I'll try to figure out how to get out of here and go the back way to get to my house. Well, this is the 3rd time I've gotten lost in like the past 3 months. And I gotta pass this guy. Alright, there we go. Anyway, so I was in such a good mood. And I, as usual, like to attribute it to some reason. And I've recently redoubled my efforts on the meditation. And tried to suppress outside thought. Don't stop me. Cops are stopping people for a goddamn funeral. You can kiss my ass. Anyway, so anyway, I'm in a good mood. I drop him off. We were listening to the music on the way up to where he works. And but then I get lost, and I'm starting to freak the fuck out. Where am I? How have I gotten turned around? So anyway, I wound up getting home about 30 minutes later than I should have. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My wife thinks I'm starting to lose my memory a little bit, but that can't be it. I think I'm just not as familiar with these roads as I used to be. Because when I was, 16, 20, I used to drive those back roads all the time. One of the things when I get a chance to drive my son to work, I'll bring music that I think that he doesn't know anything about, or something I want to introduce him to. And I brought Arcadia's "So Red the Rose" album, so that he could hear the song "The Promise." And I wanted to see if he could figure out who's singing background vocals on it. And he goes, "It's Sting. You've played this for me before." Oh God. Okay. Anyway, so sometimes you find stuff in these little free libraries, and sometimes you don't. You just have to keep looking. It's like thrift stores. If you just make a habit of going to them, you'll find something. And I have found some really good things in there before. So this weekend, the thought struck me. See, in the past, I've always avoided doing more than one painting at a time, because my feeling has always been, if you don't finish something, you might not go back to it. You need to start something and then finish it and then move on. But I wind up wasting so much time while waiting for paint to dry that I finally decided, screw it, I am just going. And this is in keeping with my whole machine-like, factory-like, assembly line-like attitude that I want to adopt. I'll just start doing more than one painting at a time. That way I can go back and forth between the two of them. So I started the second painting, and it seems to be working out okay. So we'll see. I'm still a little leery of the idea of just doing fairly inconsequential compositions, meaning just shitting out purely decorative or purely illustrative scenes. But that's part of it. So I've pretty much resigned myself to being a minor artist, which is the idea of doing this kind of work goes hand in hand with that. Okay, let's move on to an anecdote. I'll tell you one. In 6th grade, I sat next to these two girls, both of which I had crushes on. And at that age, you're getting into talking about sex. And being, titillated by the idea of talking about it with girls, So, the miniseries Shogun was out, and the three of us were watching it every night. And the next day at school, we'd all talk about it. And the talk was always, "Ooh, I think he's going to fuck her," or not fuck her. We didn't even say that. I think he's going to do it to her tonight. I think they're going to do it. Yeah, I think they're going to do it. Anyway, consequently with this, one of the girls had a Dymo label maker. I might have already mentioned this story on the show. But somehow she started making all these labels for me with little suggestive titles for me, like Makeout King and stuff like that, hot stuff, or whatever. And it was very exciting for me, for this girl to be making these sexy Dymo labels for me, and I put them all inside my Trapper Keeper notebook. Okay, well, this is at the time period my mother was the postmaster of our little town in this ancient building. And every day the bus would drop us off there, and we'd hang out until it was time for her to close up the post office, and she'd drive us home. So one day The bus drops us off. I go in, dump my books on a table in the post office, and go out to play. I'm outside for 10 minutes or so. I come back in, and she has gone through my notebook, seen the stickers, and then left the notebook open to that section so that I will know that she has seen them. I walk in, see the notebook is open, turn around, and walk right back out without saying a word, without looking at her. Just mortified. Because she always had this very strict, sexist, I don't know, just very strange person. Strange person. I don't know. It just seemed to me that she would go out of her way to make me feel ashamed at any opportunity. So anyway, of course I tore all the stickers off later, threw them away. Okay. 6th grade. I'm trying to think what else happened that year. Seventh grade was when we swapped over to the other side of the school. We didn't have middle school at our school. It was the elementary side, and then there was the high school side, and that was it. 7th and 8th were considered junior high. But basically, you were on one side of the school or the other. It's funny, in 6th grade, you felt like you were the big kids because you were the biggest, oldest kids on one side of the school, but then the very next year you start over as the smallest and youngest. Oh my God. I haven't seen either one of those girls in years. We had a 5-year, this is very strange, this will tell you, it seems like 100 years ago now, but we had our 5-year anniversary of that graduating class, and a couple of those girls and some of the other girls, they were the ones who put it together, arranged it. Anyway, this is in the middle of summer, like 90-something degree weather, and they had catered hot barbecue to be eaten outside at a picnic pavilion at a park. And I showed up drunk, and I remember talking to one of those girls and not understanding a word she was saying to me, and her finally realizing this is pointless, he is drunk, and she finally just said, "Okay, I have to go now." I think the last time I saw her was a couple years after that. I had sobered up and I was working at a convenience store, and she walks in with her little daughter. "What side of the road are you on, Jack? Which lane are you in?" And, you know, she's polite to me, but I'm feeling like a chump because I'm down and out working at a convenience store while she's become a school teacher. I think she was at one time. I don't know what she's doing now. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Before the show ends, I need to tell you what's upcoming. The supervisor that we've had for the last couple of months, they're replacing her with somebody else. And the subtext of what's going on is the operation is not running properly. Things are not going the way that they should, according to their lofty ideals, and so the only thing they can figure is the supervisor must be too soft on us. We must have someone that has the whip hand. So I don't know who is going to be there this week. I don't know who they're bringing in, but I am dreading it. I've had this feeling in my stomach like I've been kicked all weekend. I'm dreading it. There's a particular supervisor that I don't want back there, and if she is the one, we're going to have 2 months of locking horns before something gives. Oh my God. They all come back there thinking they know what they're doing and they know what the situation is, and they don't have to listen to you. You're just a peon. It doesn't matter that you've got 24 years of seniority and you've been doing the job for 7 years. You will do things my way. From now on, you will wear this orange safety cone on your head. Oh my God. All right, the episode is winding down. Yes, sir. The universe always counterbalances everything. You're feeling good. You've made progress. You've made an emotional breakthrough. So the universe has to counter that with some burgeoning fear. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.